But first, the nauseating video of drug addicts shooting up in a public park right in front of their kids. Let's go live to Laura Francis with this exclusive investigation. Laura?
That's right, Tracy. Well, normally when we think of people shooting up, we'd imagine it would only happen in alleyways kind of like this one. Rarely do we get to see the stark reality of just how low some people will go. Parks and public places are now the preferred option. And what's worse, there are some kids out there who sit waiting patiently in their prams while their parents get high. It's some of the most confronting hidden camera footage we've ever seen, with a sickening twist.
I find it just frightening.
And it exposes an horrific problem.
It's just the way it is here.
These images have been kept hidden, shown only to those in power behind closed doors. Until now. A Current Affair has obtained these exclusive videos because Frankston Council in Melbourne South East is bravely taking a stand. And it's being driven by Mayor Darryl Taylor, who's fighting for his town. He's been begging for help to clean up his streets, but no one has been listening.
A very hard fight in convincing not only government but police that there is an issue. That's why Council undertook its own covert operations to collect footage.
In a moment that defies belief, this is a mother with her 2 children in a pram as she shoots up in broad daylight, right next to a public path where anyone could have seen. What do you make of this footage, Neil?
It's one of the worst things I've seen. It just sickens me and makes me fear greatly for the future of those children.
This is a father in Frankston, yet again clearly injecting himself with a drug. Once again in a public space for all to see. But the most disturbing witness of all, his young baby sitting in a pram beside him. This innocent child is no older than 18 months. She still has a dummy in her mouth. No wonder this vision is sending shockwaves across the country.
Those kids are the most important thing in that, not the drug addicts and the rest of the argument. Those children are what matters.
The council is on a mission to fight what they're describing as a honeypot drug culture that's attracting addicts from all over the state. To try and put a stop to this, the Mayor has set up cameras and has captured more than 30 hours worth of incriminating CCTV images.
The footage that we collected showed drug use within 100 metres of the current needle exchange and the police station.
He says the drug culture is thriving because of a system failure. He believes our key political players aren't doing enough to regulate local pharmacies who dispense methadone to addicts.
Council doesn't deny the fact that a certain number of pharmacies are required to service a certain number of clients. That's not the argument. We're saying that you don't need 6 located within several hundred square metres of each other.
Methadone, once only used to help heroin addicts with their withdrawal symptoms, has now become a drug itself. And it can be lethal when used in the wrong doses or when taken by someone it wasn't prescribed to. The Mayor believes it's been taken from the pharmacies by drug users and sold on the street. So what was once a simple solution for drug users has now become part of the problem.
Clients are able to now take away up to 5 doses from pharmacies when they're on this program, and it's creating a secondary market.
He's written to the Victorian State Government asking that regulation be changed.
There should be a requirement that a dispensing outlet cannot be set up within a kilometre of another, which would immediately dilute the concentration of outlets and the problems they create.
Also stating supervision of methadone dispensing has become too lax.
Some supervised clients pretending to swallow the therapy, keep it in their mouths and sell it when they're back on the streets.
May even be what's happening in this footage. The mother hands the 2 males something from her bag. They prepare the needle and get a hit. The mother then folds up a little pink cardigan like everything's normal. And it's happening in our suburbs, in parks just like this one. Houses all around, a spot where school kids could be walking by, turned into places where junkies are getting their fix. Drug expert, Associate Professor John Fitzgerald, says any changes to the system would need to be carefully managed so addicts aren't just shifted to another area.
Simplistic sort of solutions like moving people on simply don't work. If we move them out of Frankston, drug users will move to the next neighbourhood.
Whatever the solution, though, all seem to agree. Something needs to be done.
Everybody has to confront it, from the council to the government to the police to the health authorities.
Commentator Neil Mitchell says parents shooting up in front of their children is a national disgrace.
Those kids deserve a future. It's up to us to help give it to them.
He applauds the council for taking a stand and says we need to do more to protect our most vulnerable young citizens.
It's disgusting and desperately sad that this can happen on the streets of Australia, and the council is brave, correct, courageous to take it on, not try and hide it. Good on them.
And the council's dramatic approach to cleaning up its streets is paying off, with police making several arrests after being provided with that video.